Hello guys, Gameboy0012 here to bring you another video after 2 weeks since my last video. The reason it's taking me 2 weeks to post this video is because of YouTube's complete troll fest and just utter refusal to let me access my account. The reason they didn't let me access my account is rather mundane and just pure ridiculous that I will not get into it and probably get me into a rant and get me off topic on what I should be talking about in this video and get me talking about something else. So, this is not, I will say that this is not the first time this has happened. It's happened multiple times before and I'm getting a little bit pissed off by it. But anyway, in other news, what can I say? It's already been a week since school ended. I've gotten a chance to recharge my batteries and, just get energy back from the strenuous school phase, but I'll still need to be ready for when school starts again, so I can't slack off in the least. What else can I talk about? I got new headphones, so I hope that it will improve the audio quality, but I still recommend that you keep the volume levels low, even if with these headphones my voice will sound deep and it will be really booming, so I suggest keeping your mic levels rather low unless you like to have just a guy starting like this and now sounding like this and just talking like a bloody grizzly bear. My problem is I have a deep voice, so it can be rather loud even if I talk at a normal level. So yeah, if you might be wondering why am I wearing an Inter Milan jersey, it's because I was watching the Inter and Genoa game, and I was quite disappointed that they couldn't get the win. They drew 1-1. For those of you who didn't see the game, they drew 1-1, and I was a bit surprised that Genoa were able to get away with the draw. In terms of performance, no offense to the Genoa fans, but in terms of performance, I think that Inter would be here and Genoa would be right here. Genoa have been going up and down as well as Inter. They've both been going up and down. And if Genoa managed to get some top players, you have some good players ready. If they manage to get some top players, and if Inter's top players go away in the future, and Inter supposedly failed to find good replacements, it could be easily like this. It could be like this, and it could even be like this. You never know what might happen. Inter, a big team, but they stand a chance to lose some important players. In the game, I was surprised that Wesley Sneijder could not play in the game. I didn't even see him on the bench, which is a bit surprising because all 5 of his starts were from the bench, and I know that he isn't injured. In fact, it is contract issues. The Inter board, I assume, wanted to take a pay cut, and unsurprisingly, Sneijder it doesn't like that. And the fact that Inter would actually ask for a pay cut, I know they're in debt, I know they need money, but the fact that they would ask for a pay cut and for one of their best players is just redundant. There is transfer offers. They can put players that they consider surplus to requirements on the transfer market and just get money from that. They don't need to aggravate their best players and have them go away. It's just both stupid and unneeded. You don't need to make your best players leave the club. That will just not only make you debt, that will make you less better as a team, especially if that player or players has an influence in the locker room. Anyway, what else can I talk about? I also saw the AC Milan and Roma game. Roma winning 4-2 against Milan. All I will say is that AC Milan have a similar story to Arsenal. They're not the team they once were. They lost a lot of great players, Nesta, Silva, and Ibrahimovic. Those all great players that Milan were not able to hold on to. Even loanees like Beckham, who Milan were not able to bring to into the team on transfer, who went back to their original teams, were just squandered opportunities, and yeah, that's basically it. Arsenal, similar to Milan, as I said, they've lost players like Clichy, Toure, Gallas, Song, Van Persie, Henry, uh, Adebayor, a lot of players. I don't think that's all of them, but I'd stop there because I think if there is an Arsenal, or if there are Arsenal fans watching, they're probably pissed enough. I've probably pissed them off by even mentioning that the fact that they already know that they lost players. The fact that I'm reminding them of that is probably pissing them off, so I'll stop on that. So in a way, AC Milan and Arsenal are in a way on similar levels in their situations. Also, in other news, and if you might be wondering why my voice got lower, is because we have never mind with that. It's late at night, I'll just say. What else can I say? I'll also say that Inter Milan is not my favorite team. I'm actually support two teams. And it's like, what? How can you support two teams? That's just ridiculous. You only support one team, yeah, but I wouldn't say necessarily support Milan. I like Milan. I am a fan of them. Don't get me wrong. This jersey, not just for show. I like Milan's Inter's style. Inter Milan's style. They got good players. They still got good players in Melito, Schneider if they can keep them, Cambiaso, Zanetti, and even Samuel, who's still there. So he's a good defender as well. Not the certain, more of a fullback rather than a center back. Who when I saw him playing center, I was a bit baffled by that. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. My key message is to the Inter board. I have to say that my message to the Inter board is bang your heads against the wall and think of another way to gain money. Because if you lose Schneider, pretty soon you're probably gonna lose Melito, and you're probably gonna lose Samuel. You can't afford, and probably going to be followed by Cambiaso and then Zanetti. I don't think that's not possible to lose all those players, but Arsenal have proven that. But Inter still need to be careful, because if they lose Schneider, that's basically it's like their franchise player gone. Like, poof. Even if they get a good player to replace Schneider, Schneider's void in the team will never be filled. Trust me. I've seen him play. He makes a huge impact both in the Dutch international team and in Inter. He's the kind of player that even into his 30s, even if he goes into his late 30s, he'll still be a top-notch player. What else can I talk about? Yeah, you might probably have to get used to this constant like earth and earth, because I keep being, I'm very forgetful. Nonetheless, yeah, get used to it. I've watched 2 movies today, Roland the Barbarian and Sharkbait. If you get a chance to watch these movies, watch them. Roland the Barbarian, it's a great action film. There's a lot of cussing involved. You know, if you have little kids, I don't suggest you showing that movie to them. Probably for ages 11 and above, and even for the adult audience, that movie is watchable. Sharkbait is for the kids more so than the teenagers and parents. But I'm reaching 16 years old and I still watched it. Roland the Barbarian is a great action packed. Really, it has a great supporting cast. It has great main main hero and main villain. It has a great plot. It has a great setting. The villains, just the voiceover work is just incredible. And if you ever get a chance, as I said, watch it. You will not be disappointed. And what else can I say? Oh yeah, it got a pretty poor box office reception. It got like $10 million box office reception. That's my estimation. I don't think that's the actual box office reception. I just looked up, did some research earlier, and that's what I saw. It may not be the most accurate information. Excuse me, but yeah, probably the reason why it didn't do so well is because it's not an American film. It was actually produced and created in Denmark. It's a Danish film, and it was only released last year. And it was dubbed English, but it was not actually given a cinematic release in America. It was dubbed English and released on DVD. So even if you went to theaters, you probably wouldn't see it there. So if you get a chance, pick up the DVD and watch it. You will not be disappointed. Uh, on Sharkbait, it's a great movie for kids. It it I would say it steals from some for movies like Shark Tale and Finding Nemo, in the case that and I'm not gonna spoil without spoiling too much, is that the main character loses someone, and that the villains in both Shark Tale and Shark Bait are the same species, should I say. I'm trying not to spoil too much. Um, so Shark Bait definitely for the younger audience. I'm like 15 years old, but I still watched it. If if you have not seen Shark Tale or Finding Nemo and you see this movie, appreciate it for what it is. If you've seen Finding Nemo and you've seen Shark Tale and now you've seen this movie, you're probably a bit critical. For me, I've seen both Shark Tale and Finding Nemo, and I've seen this movie. Keep in mind, I've seen Shark Tale and Finding Nemo when I was at a young age, so I probably forgot everything I've seen from back then. So when I was watching this movie, I was like, what was this remind me of? I keep I think I'd seen this before, and then I researched it and I find out. I was disappointed, but I appreciated the movie for what it brought to me. It was humorous. You also used a little bad language, but it was sort of hidden. You have to listen carefully to locate some bad words, but it's not literal bad words. It's hidden. It just like funny bad words, but it's watchable for kids. Don't worry about that. What else? Oh yeah, the movie review that I had planned for 2 weeks ago. It'll have to be done tomorrow because I thought that this is enough. I don't want to delay it anymore. You guys have waited enough for it. It is a Pixar movie. I'm still not going to spoil anything. And yeah, I'm hoping that nothing else happens tomorrow that makes me postpone it. So yeah, this is your Game Boy 0012. It's almost midnight today. It's almost midnight. Probably everyone right now is asleep. You probably only see this video tomorrow. If so, comment, like, and yeah, I'm probably gonna go watch Brave. Yeah, a movie that was released this year. It was released in June of this year. I still have not watched it because I watched other movies in the cinema. So yeah, I'm gonna do the movie review tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get my throat cleared so I don't have to gargle out my sentences. And yeah, apologize for the wait. I'm sorry that it took so bloody long to post this video. I'm sorry that YouTube is being a complete troll and not literal but a figuratively speaking hack. And yeah, See you tomorrow. Game Boy 0012 out. Curse.